This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Salem Hemisphere, model number 351. Let me get this around. 351 BED. Okay, this is a fifth wheel, obviously. So I'm not gonna. This isn't a floor plan video. It's a how-to video. So I'm just going to show you how some of the features work. So on your outdoor side kitchen, you've got a griddle that slides out here. Keep in mind you got to use this LP hose right here to connect to the back of the griddle, and then right there into the LP system. So you got to have that hose connected. This is just a sprayer, goes in a spray port. I'm sure there's another spray port on the other side too. You got a AC refrigerator, 2 awnings with LED strips. Okay, now this has a 6-point stabilizing system right here. So there's 2 ways to operate it. I'll show you outside. I think there's 2 ways. I'll show you the outside first, and then when we get inside we'll look around, but generally there's 2. So when we get to that, I'll show you. This is a black tank flush here. So when you're at the dump station and you dump your black tank, you can hook the hose on there, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of the tank. Just make sure you leave the valve open before you do that. Also, this vent here is for the range hood. Keep in mind that there's a baffle in there. You can just reach up and flip it open. Whenever you're venting to the outside, you always want to open that baffle up so it flaps freely. If you don't, it will not vent to the outside. So, you know, when you're in storage or traveling, you want that shut, but when you're venting, always have it open. Okay. Outside speakers, TV signal out. Power plus behind this door up there is a mount for a TV. All right, your basement here. So this is the kill switch for your battery, right? This is the power inverter. So this has an inverter and a converter. What the inverter does is it inverts 12 volt DC to 110 AC. So what happens is the battery supplies 12 volt DC to this unit here, and then it's inverted to 110 AC and sent to your refrigerator. Therefore, you can run your refrigerator when you're going down the road using your battery and this inverter. The battery will be charged by your tow vehicle's alternator. Then the battery sends 12 volts to this device, then it inverts to 110 AC and sends it to your refrigerator. Okay, there's also a converter inside which does the opposite, goes from AC to DC, but I'll talk to you that when we get there, okay? This is your solar controller here. So you push menu. Here we go. Right now we're gaining 3.1 amps from the sun. I don't know if you can see it or not, but 3.1 amps is being stored into your battery. You're putting out 13 volts. That's Celsius there, or 13.2. And kilowatt hours, you got 2 right now. So back to 3.1 amps going to your battery. So it just tells you what's happening with your solar panel. Okay. Behind here are your batteries. You have 2 batteries in this. 2 30-pound LP tanks here. Okay. This is your water station here. This is a second black tank flush because you have 2 toilets in here. So the second black tank flush. Your city water hookup, which is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just hook up the hose and turn it on, you're all set. If you're camping someplace that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank here, okay, and then use the onboard pump to pump your water out of the water tank. That way you can have, it'll work just as though you have city water even though you're using the water tank. And this here is just to bypass your water heater. Right now it's normal. Your water heater is set up, it's got water in it. Your system has nothing but water in it. There's no antifreeze, so it's ready to go for the summer. Okay. This is just where you draw your antifreeze in when you're winterizing. Okay. Now, this is your leveling controller here. So, all I really need to show you is that auto level, right, is the most common button you're going to use. You just use that and it levels it. If you scroll here, you can go to auto hitch and press enter to begin. That's the second most common. Auto hitch is the last, or hitch height is the last position it was in before you auto leveled it. So when you pull into the campground, you unhook your tow vehicle and pull it away, and then you push the auto level button on here. It'll remember the hitch height, right? It always remembers the last hitch height. So theoretically, when you're ready to leave, you just push auto hitch height, and it'll put it right back to that same position, so you can just slide right underneath it. Also, there are no more functions. You have auto retract all, and different manual features to operate the jacks manually, that sort of thing. Okay, and there's also directions right here. Okay. All right, so let me shut this up a bit so they don't go flapping around in the wind here. Okay. So here we have valves here. There's a black and gray, and there'll be some more in the back for the rear bathroom. This is your water heater here. Keep in mind that there's a switch right here. This on-off switch controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. Just so you know, there's switches inside too, but keep in mind that that one's there. Never run this without water in it. Right now there's water in it, but make sure you never run it without water or you'll damage it very quickly. So keep that in mind. This is your drain plug here and anode rod. Takes an 1 1/16" socket, 6-point socket with about a 6-inch extension, and then a ratchet or a breaker to break it free. So that's where you drain it. Okay, I'll show you the switches when we get inside. Let me see if I can do this one-handed here. Oh yeah. Okay. 50 amp system, so you got 50 amp cord, 30 feet long, plus you get reducers with it to reduce it down. Okay. These are your other second gray tank and your second black tank here. Alrighty. So this is pre-wired for a backup camera. I don't know if you can see that up there, but there's the housing for it. It's pre-wired. So if you want to add one on, you make sure you get the Furion camera that fits right in that housing. Also, you got a ladder, which is great because the manufacturer states that you should inspect your roof every 90 days. So you want to make sure you go up there, have somebody go up there, check all the sealant for cracking or separation, so make sure no water can get in. Look at the roofing attachments and the roofing material for damage by low branches, let's say, or road debris flipping up there. Just give it a good inspection, and you'll stay ahead of any problems you might have. You're just really protecting your investment. So make sure you do that every 90 days. Okay, so outside I showed you the power inverter. Well, this is the power converter here. So this does the opposite. This takes AC power and converts it to DC power. So you got regular AC household circuit breakers like you'd see at home, and they're all labeled. So that's your distribution panel there. Then at the bottom you have 12-volt fuses, and they're all labeled. So that's where the 12-volt power is. Now keep in mind, this is also a battery tender. If you remember, I mentioned that your tow vehicle is going to charge your battery when you're towing it. Well, when you're plugged in, this power converter will be charging your battery as long as you're plugged into shore power. So this thing converts AC to DC power, and it also charges and tends your battery. So that's the conversion. Okay. Like I stated, the inverter power goes to your refrigerator here. Alrighty, so 2 thermostats, all self-explanatory. You just push the mode button to light it up and then scroll through it. That's a power awning there. You have your one of the awnings. You have your other awning here. You have your 3 slide rooms. Your water pump here. You're going to pump water out of the freshwater tank. The water pump's also used to winterize the trailer. The water heater on gas is right here. Remember I told you about the electric switch outside. Your tank heaters, it does have heating pads on the tank so you can extend your season. That is there. Then of course all your levels here. Fresh water, batteries charged, black. It needs to be dumped out there. It's just fresh water done because he just water tested it. So I'll make sure when you come to pick up it's been dumped. But you have your 2 black tanks and then your 2 gray tanks here, and as you can see, it graduates up in 1/3 increments right there. So once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the gray and black tank. Pantry here. All right. Okay, so you do have a fireplace. It has a remote control with it, and basically you can set the position or the appearance of the fire and crystals. You can set the fan speed, that sort of thing. So it does It does everything you need, and it's a really good space heater. So on those days where you know, you have limited supply of LP gas, obviously, so on those days where it's not really that cold, you can use this device and take the chill out of the trailer. So, okay. When it comes to your sound, you can play CDs and DVDs with this. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream from your phone or tablet. It will stream off a USB stick. You can take all your albums on one stick, take them with you. Also, it has AM, FM radio, 2 speaker zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer, so there's a lot you can do with it. Okay, TV works like any other TV, of course. This device here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. There's the procedures during an alarm, so you want to read that. Okay, definitely read it. And if it's not green, you get it serviced immediately. Okay, so this is your microwave. Works like any other microwave. This is the range hood we talked about. When you're venting, make sure you open that baffle on the outside so it vents to the outside. You also have a light. Your range, this is the sparker here. You turn it clockwise to spark. You have your 3 burners, 3 knobs and 3 burners, and then this is the oven here. To light the oven, you're going to, all the way at the bottom of the back is a pilot, so I can spark it for you, I think. I don't know if you can see that or not. But the main thing is, you go to the picture of the flame, then you depress it. You keep it depressed during the whole lighting procedure. After it lights, the pilot light lights, you still hold it in for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up. You go to operating temperature. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Alrighty. This is a hide-a-bed here. So keep in mind you can pull the back cushions right off and then grab it right down here. And you can fold it out, and it's got 3 foam panels, so it works pretty good. It's not like the old ones. Okay. Another TV back here. This bed folds down, of course. This folds flat. So you got two bunks right in here. Also, of course, you have your rear bath, half bath. Okay. You have a loft up here. Okay. This unit has 2 air conditioners in it, so it's that's why it's a 50 amp system, because it has 2 ACs. Alrighty. So your bathroom, and this applies for the rear bathroom too, when it comes to the toilet anyway. Of course, your sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. Let's see, does it got it locked up there? Yes. The thing to know is the toilet, you have to have chemical and water in it when you use it. So when you get to the campground, you pull, you hook up the power and the water, then you'll come in here and you'll dump 1 dose of chemical in the bowl, you'll step on it, water will swirl out, and you'll put about a gallon or so in the black tank, which is right below. So what you're doing is you're adding chemical and at least a gallon of water to the black tank before you start using it. If you don't do that, the smell will be terrible, and also it can get clogged up. So never run it dry. When you start using it, you have to put chemical and water in it, okay? This is a remote control for your fan. GFCI here, of course. Going up front, you have storage underneath the bed, okay? Your slide room switch for this one is right here, for the bedroom slide. You got hookups here for a TV set. This side here is plumbed and wired for a washer dryer combo, so you can get a stackable right here, and it will fit if you choose to. This is telling you that it's pre-wired for a public Wi-Fi booster and a router. So there'll be another panel on the roof where you can hook the antenna up. So if you're interested, just go to this King Connect and you can look at the different products. If you get one, always get the one with the antenna on the roof. That's important, okay? And then you just have more storage back over here. Shoe storage, tons of it. Okay. All right. Let me see what I forgot here, if anything. Very nice trailer. It's got all neutral colors, so it's not masculine, it's not feminine. It's right down the middle, which is great. It's all about how you trim it to to get the final look with it. So, okay. I think I pretty much covered it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting your roof every 90 days. That's important to keep ahead of any potential problems. Odds are you'll inspect it for years and you want it to do anything, but that's the thing. That you just have to do that to make sure that you don't have any issues with it. Like I said, if you hit a low branch or something and damage the roof material, you wouldn't know it unless you went up there. So it's important to do that. And as I said, this has been de-winterized now, so there's the system's filled with water. The water heater tank is full of water. It's in camping mode, so you're all ready to go. Okay? Thank you.